Join us on a captivating journey across the nation.
Look, don't go there. I don't want to talk about that, as I told you. This matter of forgery in Nigeria is a big problem, not only restricted to the political class, but even you now, I don't know your certificates if you are to have classmates.
As we unravel the most compelling stories, dynamic events, and key players in the political spectrum.
You elected them. Nobody helped you, the governors. So since you elected them, it means you know them. So if you wait for my executive order, I have the knife, I have the yam, I will cut it.
The days that Governor Dario was in office, Plateau was very polarized. When Babajan took over, there were sharp divides. When my brother Governor Lalong took over, I never set foot inside government house. The divisions were very clear. When I took over, the divisions also got worse. But one thing I prayed silently about is that may God cause Governor Lalong to fall into my hands.
When the sun sets, conversations ignite. Ponsah Fanap and Gilbert Joseph bring you an unfiltered perspective on current happenings in Nigeria on Nigeria at Sunset.
We shouldn't want to, there are names almost literally on the same card as Nnamdi Kanu. The question of selective justice also comes in there.
What is selective justice?
Selective justice is what does not apply to everyone. When
you are talking about that Iswap guy that was arrested.
There are many people. For example, Sunday.
Weekdays, 5 to 6 p.m. on J101.9 FM. Be part of the dialogue that matters.
Hello there, very good evening to you and welcome to the program Nigeria Sunset on J101.9 here in Jos. My name is Ponsah Fanap. It's a beautiful evening and today is 6th of July 2026. I hope you had a great weekend like I did. Gilbert is back and he's back and better. He's here. Good evening. It's good to see you, my brother. Well, I know that even looking at you, you've enjoyed some rest, and I'm happy that you're back. Good evening, and how was the leave?
It was interesting. I enjoyed this one. Absolutely, I enjoyed it. I'm really glad to be back. How privileged we are,
Yeah.
And a big well done.
Yeah.
I know that.
I missed you.
The job that we do. I missed you. I missed you a lot.
Yeah.
And I had to sneak some time and dial your number. Because I knew that.
No, you know what I told myself.
Something went, a bit. I don't want to use the word abnormal, but not waking up and then having the usual.
Okay,
chats,
yeah.
Not having the usual conversations.
Yeah. I kind of miss that.
I said,
I kind of miss.
Let me reach out.
Yeah.
I was so glad that I did.
Yeah.
And a big kudos to you, Ponsah.
Thank you.
I'm really glad to see you.
Thank you.
I'm really glad to be back on the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. When you went on leave, I told myself that I'm not going to call you. I'm just going to allow you.
It's a matter of principle.
Yeah, just to, relax, just to enjoy, because I know that the moment, anytime, of course, anytime we get to talk on phone, if you call me, we end up talking about work. Yeah, and then I'm like,
perfectly so.
Why is that? So it's like in Hausa they will say Utunjaki.
My heart would have skipped a bit.
Utunjaki. But I'm happy that you're here. Well, Gilbert, in the course of your leave, what stories have you heard that it was so unimaginable to you? There are plenty. Mm-hmm. You have Michael Zokome, who was disgraced in England. And then the legal privileges commission
stripping him off.
Suspended his sonship. Yeah, and the fake presidential agency now. I don't know what stories, or the DG of NIPSS, using one brush and calling Biron people, saying that they have a militia. And for me, I wonder, if they have a militia, why will they sleep and someone will come and kill them? I think that they should have. Well, what story basically?
Yes, there's so much, and
just maybe one or two that really.
The one that you've mentioned, I think, that kind of pinches me, on the skin, is the situation with Femi Gbajabiamila, and the so-called agency that has now been denied. That falls literally in that category, but it's very early enough to be able to make mention of that. However, the very first matter that registered in my mind has to do with the former governor of Lagos State. The senior advocate of Nigeria again himself. The guy who left before Ambode. Imagine me struggling with his name now.
Raji
Fashola.
Yeah, Raji Fashola.
When he came out to say there is nothing existent like the security vote that governors are being blackmailed about. He made that comment on the platform. The platform gave one too many avenues for people to raise issues. But I think that kind of stuck with me. And I'm just wondering, you're a former governor. Things may have changed as at the time that your opinion was formed. Have you tried to find out what exactly the practice is right now? And many, many other things. And for the fake agency, there is no denying the fact that defies reason. And Nigeria is one country that, for me, continues to, commit very grievous sins against reason. You cannot imagine that this man had to host expatriates. He had to travel abroad with the approval, again, of the Office of the Secretary to the government of the Federation. All with the approval of these people. But then at the end of the day, because according to the reports that we are having, that, the Chief of Staff to the President requested certain amounts of money that he thought were ludicrous. And then they came for his head and the head of that agency as well. These are things that sometimes, you can only dream or think about them in movies. But then our country gives you everything. And like I said, it defies logic, defies ordinary thinking. Then back to the subject with NIPSS and the DG.
Yeah.
I've read so much. I had to take the time to read so much that was available as a result of this particular development. And I think that was hasty. Shouldn't have done that. He's human.
Yeah, the DG of NIPSS was hasty.
Yes, he was hasty.
Yeah.
If he had to speak, because I've seen him.
But could it be, Gilbert, that perhaps is what is inside of someone's mind? Because I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm, just like what Christ said. It is out of the abundance
of the heart that the mouth speaks.
Yeah.
So
could it be that, should we look at that? Because, he went further to say that the Biron people around there, he said they've been pressing the NIPSS for compensation. And it was like he had a lot about his own neighbors that he has bottled up, and that was just, an opportunity to burst out. That is the kind of sense that I'm looking, that for someone, a professor of that repute, using one brush to paint, a tribe, or that if he has any information regarding Biron people having a militia, is this the right time, to come out to speak? I thought that they should have, done investigation, spoken, and of course called the relevant authority to deal with the situation, not, talking about it on, Gilbert.
Hence why I said his statement was very hasty. Exactly the reason why I said and even the interview he granted.
Yeah.
My opinion is that he granted that interview very fast, very quickly, a day after the incident occurred. But then NIPSS has, again, if you want to be very fair to him, has come under this repeated attempt, to be able to infiltrate that institution.
Yeah.
So now that the security, personnel were able to record an appreciable gain, like you said, you're a professor, and NIPSS has got various offices, including that of the public relations officer of that institution. Did he get all the... So everything for me points to how hasty, his act, his statements were. And you should go into that sort of forum, with a lot of reservation, with a lot of composure, because sometimes there is pressure. Even when you come to the media space, you've got the opportunity to speak. There is so much, that you're sitting under. And if you aren't used to that space, and with due respect to him, it's not the first time he's granting interviews. So why is this one even different? So again, on the flip side, there's a statement of apology by NIPSS. I don't know if that statement really captures what exactly people are looking or hoping to get as a result of the utterances of the man. But they should have had a lot of dialogue with his neighbors, like you mentioned. I like that you use the term his neighbors.
They're his neighbors.
So you continue to interact with these people. what are the facts? If perhaps he has the facts to present to show that the Biron people have a militia, then it's also the time for him to be able to present that. Otherwise, the apology with some of the corrections that people are calling for should be made. Yeah. If that is going to calm nerves as we have them now.
Yeah, well, let's play this insert. Kola Ologbodiyan on national TV earlier. He said that the APC has brought hardship on Nigerians. We have two inserts. We're going to play for you what the DG of NIPSS said. I mean, you listened with his own voice and how he said it, using his own words. But first, let's play this insert from Kola Ologbodiyan. Stay here.
The opposition has been assailed. For instance, I was in Lagos at the weekend, and people were laughingly saying that, Tinubu is dealing with you people. So I asked a simple question. Is Tinubu dealing with us, or is dealing with Nigerians? They were honest. They accepted that he's dealing with Nigerians. Because it's not about parties now. It's about even rescuing the country. It's about salvaging the country in the interest of the people. And I've done this argument in several places. On May 29, 2023, when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu introduced absolute subsidy removal, I went on there on this very platform and I said, no, this is wrong. I said that we do not have the capacity to absorb the consequence of the absolute subsidy removal. You ought to have adopted what Article preach, which is a phased process, not taking the subsidy in absolute terms, but face it, let it be a gradual thing, so that Nigerians will be going into it gradually. But they dismissed it and went into it absolutely. But I also told the presidency then, this is your action. It will hurt Nigerians, but it will hurt your government more. And that's what is happening today. Because I still say it, I still insist, even though the governors of my party then, the governors of my party then expressed displeasure, they were not happy with what I was saying, but that was the reality for me, and that's where I understood it. You cannot come and take all our money and give it to governors. And now you are telling us to go back to those governors. Where are we going to find them? Where? The impact that governance should have, the shock absorbers that governance should create. Because governance essentially is about the people, it's about their welfare, it's about their security. Now you have taken that away from us with the people. And you say that, you are giving money in trillions to governors. Even the federal government is also through you, is taking its own. And now we have been pushed to the edge because we have no access. Nigerians don't have access. It is easy to come on air and say, go and address your governors, go and talk to your governors. Where are you going to find them?
Yeah, well, glad you're still here. The program is Nigeria Sunset on J101.9 here in Jos. I am Ponsah Fanap.
I am Gilbert Joseph.
Yeah, well, that was Kola Ologbodiyan there. One thing that you said that really got me thinking, said the president will always tell we Nigerians that hold your governors, to account. But Kola, was quoted as saying that where are we even going to see the governors for us to hold them to account? And, that's kind of an interesting thought there. Well, we have the Bureau of Educational Cultural Organization President Worldwide. That is Dara Dudu Gyang, the President of BECO Worldwide. He's here with us. Good evening, and it's good to have you, Dara.
Thank you, Fanam. Thank you, Gilbert. It's good to be back in JayFM.
Yeah, it's good to have you.
It's almost a home now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's almost a home.
Yeah. Well, Dara, let's play this insert so that you listen to what the DG of NIPSS, had to say last week, and then we have this conversation with you. Well, take a listen to what the DG of NIPSS had to say last week on national TV. We'll be back. Stay here.
The opposition has been assailed. For instance, I was in Lagos at the weekend, and people were laughing.
You said you are not responsible. At this time, we are not too sure. The security agencies are carrying out the investigations, and we have been asked to be careful what we say until they conclude those investigations. But it could be a group, a number of groups who could be on it. We have the Bureau militia who have always bothered about the National Institute not paying for the compensation for the land that we occupy. Of course, we have the Fulani herdsmen that are always hanging around at the perimeter of the institute, and of course, a whole lot of other people could have interest in disturbing the peace of the National Institute. But of course, as you know, we believe the National Institute has a very tough perimeter, and that we are like a fortress that nobody can try. And of course, they tried, but unfortunately, they killed 3 security officers, because the normal thing is to deter people from trying to come to our perimeter. We deter.
Yeah, well, glad you're still here. The program is Nigeria Sunset on J101.9. I'm Ponsah Fanap.
I am Gilbert Joseph.
Yeah, Gilbert will take the first round of questioning. Like we said, we have Dara Dudu Gyang, the president, BECO Worldwide, is here with us. Gilbert.
Yeah, glad to have you once again, sir.
Thank you so much.
And Happy New Year to you, because I haven't seen you since the year started.
It's true.
Just give us your preliminary assessment of this sort of development, and talk to us about hasty generalizations as we have them.
Beautiful.
And of course, the fact we're all privy to that is to the effect that this has gone on for a while. People continue to say, this act was committed or perpetrated by Christians or by Muslims or by what have you. But the general opinion has been that you should see crime and call it for what it is. And that's what we've been consistent with. And sometimes it sounds like, you're not being fair to people who are pained or to people who get hurt by incidents such as this that have happened. But now that this matter is so relatable to us, talk to us, like I said, give us your preliminary assessment, and then strike a chord perhaps on the danger of hasty generalizations.
Thank you for that question. Let me start briefly by giving you a little bit of some synopsis about the area called the Birom land and what it has housed over time. Right now, the National Veterinary Research Institute in VOM is on Birom land, and is almost 100 years. It has lived in that environment without any form of challenge from the Birom people. We have never heard of any situation that went nasty because of certain dissatisfaction. Every dissatisfaction, we have always addressed them legally and purely. Now, if you also take the history of that institution, you will discover that since its establishment, getting to 100 years, we have never had any person from Birom land to lead such an institution. That we have remained calm, we have remained in cooperation of the whole country to relate ourselves with government establishments. NIPSS is 47 years today. We still have housed them in a community called Kuru. Kuru is a district of the Birom Nation. And surrounding the entire institution are the Birom people. The Birom people provided the land upon which NIPSS was built. And let me shock you, there was no MOU entered. The highest they paid were economic trees, and that was all. So the land itself, which belonged to the people, they have not received any form of compensation. Now tell me, if you cannot compensate us, how many of our people are even working in NIPSS? Go and find out, do your survey. I'm not exaggerating. The highest we have gotten is a director of research who was seconded from University of Jos, Professor Pamdunsha. This is the highest we have gotten, and one lecturer, Mr. Choji. That's all. The remaining people working in NIPSS are either laborers or cooks.
Indigenous?
Yes, indigenous people. And in the whole of the 17 DGs that have served in that institution, that is to show you how the plateau man has remained faithful to this contraption called Nigeria. We have had only one.
Dara Dudu, I understand.
I want to give you that
but
background.
The word contraption now is what I find a bit problematic.
Yes. I want to tell you something. That our coming together is beginning to have certain levels of doubts as to the sincerity of this, our relations in this Nigeria that we call our country. How come that the plateau man, only one person, General Joe Garba, ever headed that institution in 47 years? And we do not have even a bureau man that has risen to any position of prominence in that place. Yet, someone will come enjoying the benefits of that environment. Let me tell you, the security of that environment is principally by the natives.
Absolutely.
You can't joke with the community that is how we're housing you. And then you come one evening. Let me shock you the more. We started having some good working relationship with the DG effective last year.
Professor
Ayo. We got into some kind of corporate social responsibility act where he came in with some ideas of a tech hub and promised to give us the technical assistance and all that. And we got into each other. We were so happy. We had him. That gave rise to some first level training and cooperation. And we signed some MOU with him. We were having a good time with this man. In fact, to tell you that even when his tenure was expiring, we desired that he returns. And I know His Majesty the Gbongom Jos even played some key role. He calls the Gbongom Jos his father. That is the Gbongom Jos, the father of the Biron people. And you wake up in one single incident, in an interview, to call the entire Biron people a militia. And see, I don't know what went wrong. He started the interview very well.
Right.
That they've been guided to be careful with whatever.
I mean, he said it on record.
They will say.
Yeah, he said
because
it.
Investigation was still going on.
Ongoing, yeah.
See, the word militia has been used loosely by characters who feel they can cover up the misbehavior of the Fulani militias or Fulani terrorists on the plateau man. And so, if they want to face the Birom, they will call them Birom militia. If they want to hit the Mangu people, they will say Makavul militia or Bokos militia or Irigwe militia. So, some of us see it on social media as a banter between people who feel they are defending their own part of the community. But shocking is to hear from an entire DG of NIPSS, the highest institution for policy formulation in a country, in Jos, in Birom land, call the Birom people a militia. He lost it. The respect went away.
Now, how can we remedy this? And the whole agitation for, the transfer of that institution, I think that's a phantom suggestion, if you ask me, because I can't imagine, even if, for example, somebody thinks it's workable to lift the institution from Jos here, I can't imagine where it's going to be taken to. Is it Abuja or Lagos? That the relative security they are looking for would be guaranteed, again, given the situation of our country. But what can be done to remedy the situation?
So the truth is, what will be the reason for removing the institution? What will be the reason? Insecurity?
Perhaps.
Oh, really? And it is not happening anywhere except Plateau State? So there's no insecurity when they went to Jaji and infiltrated that institution. So there were no issues of security when they went to NDA Has anybody contemplated removing the NDA out of that environment? What is happening in Zamfara, Kebbi, Sokoto, everywhere? Has any institution of government been removed from such area? So what reason are they trying to advance for that? Okay, if you want to say because we are asking for compensation, is it anywhere wrong for somebody to say, pay me for the space you are using? Now that you have not given me employment, you have never provided me anything that will augment for my life, and it's becoming something. So let me give you some background to that demand. When NIPSS came, they wanted to have an expansion. There is a vast land behind the NIPSS Institute, somewhere towards that backside. Okay. So they wanted to have a more space of land for whatever reason we don't know. But then, and the people had started the issue of it is very necessary with the way things are going on. These are our farmlands. We can't farm it. And we are not employed, and we are not giving anything. So what do? Pay us some level of compensation. Is it too much for us to ask the Nigerian state that we need a compensation? And somebody will use that request. And he gave a condition, that the only condition for that space to be compensated, we have to agree to give them the extension. How can that be logical in common reasoning? The one that you're occupying, you have not paid, you even want an extra. And with the marginalization within that institution, you still want to talk about some level of concerns. So the people rejected.
Sorry, for a bit of background, Ponsah has to comment. Yeah. Where exactly is that conversation now about compensation? What formal arrangements have been made? Have been made, to meet with the respective authorities to give that compensation. Where is that conversation?
The conversation is on the table of the DG NIPSS.
Okay, so
and it was done formally. The senior advocate of Nigeria, who happens to be a member of that community, Barrister Edward Pojok, wrote to the institution requesting for a consideration for compensation for the people, logically, legally speaking. But he didn't say he does not have that kind of money to start.
Okay, that was what he said.
Yes, they don't have that kind of money to start any form of discussion on that. And I think there was this committee set up to look at issues. We're still talking. And then, how do you link a criminal behavior of some group of people with a militia requesting? So the Edward Pojok who wrote now, as a senior advocate of Nigeria, is now the head of the militia or something? When the documentation is legally done? These are some of the questions the DG himself needs to answer. And we don't find it funny, because we have laid low for too long a time that the Nigerian state has assumed us to be idiots and stupid. And it is just unfortunate that we are in a state where everybody is welcome and we are being treated in the most bizarre and negative manner. Let me give you some write-up from one of our very respected personalities on the plateau. Jonathan Ishaku wrote something, and I captured it.
That's the name of the author, Jonathan Ishaku.
Jonathan Ishaku is the author. Yeah. He said, when victims begin to look like aggressors, conflict trauma, ethnic labeling, and dangerous public narratives around plateau violence. That is the heading. And I picked a paragraph. He said, it is the stage at which communities that have buried their dead for decades begin to be viewed with suspicion for still being alive. Manifestation of their trauma is treated as acts of hostility. Their vigilance is called militancy. Their demand for justice is dismissed as ethnic bitterness. entitlement seeking. Their refusal to disappear quietly or shut up is interpreted as aggression. In that way, the perpetual victim is made to carry two burdens at once: the wound of violence and the blame of violence. Quote and unquote.
I mean, that's very profound. And just look at what your people have been through over the years. One will call to ask. And for me, just this morning, when I was thinking about this show and, just trying to prep, I looked at how I would say people, especially in northern zone, have been stressed out. If I say stressed out, you've been chased from your homes, and if you go to take refuge somewhere, they come and kill you. And like what Jonathan said, when you try to form a resistance, they'll accuse you of being a militia. How can justice, what do you think can be done to as a way of justice, for the noble people that you lead? Because this, I don't want to live in a society that one group of this or one people group, will be oppressed under any guise. I don't want oppression in whatever form, whatever it may be.
Let me tell you, this scenario has awoken some level of consciousness among the Plateau people.
Yeah.
For those who are still thinking it's a Birom thing, many have gone past that level.
Yeah.
And I want to let you know that I have seen and read a lot of positions from the Plateau people, and I want to appreciate them. I wish I could acknowledge some of them. One of this writer is Dr. Pampe, I think.
Luca Pampe.
Luca Pampe.
Yeah.
And what did he say? He said, the egg yolk that disparages its shell. The egg yolk that disparages its
shell, yeah.
The DG of NIPSS and his host communities. You see, when people think you are a layback, when people think you cannot bite, they will continue to try you.
Yeah.
They've touched the wrong side of the Plateau people. The Plateau people have woken up and they have seen this situation as an insult on the entirety of the Plateau man. And I love that singular act being shown on this matter. When we talk of the non-effect of such an institution, even on the local community, do you expect somebody from Lantan to be inside that institution when even the local communities have not been attended to, or somebody from Shandam or Kwampan that far? You see, the whole thing is that we must maintain this level of narration. We must maintain this level of oneness in order to flush all the misbehavior that is tailored towards us. Nobody should see this as a single entity that is fighting this fight. You see, the issue
about Plateau,
the issue has always been to single out a nationality, flog them. The others will fold their arms and then look at the others until they are demystified before they face the others. So the divide and rule system has always been there with them. They inherited that style right from the pre-colonial people and the colonial masters. And now they are using that. See, there is one dangerous chap that I don't know his relationship with the military. He picks situations that are still under investigation.
You have to mention his name.
And drops it on the social media.
You have to mention his
name. Do you
name?
understand?
Yeah.
This is
Zagazola.
Makama Zagazola. Yes, Makama Zagazola. I don't know if the military in Nigeria knows the damage that young man is doing. We are prepared to take any action, to take most of his behavior or misbehavior, because the law says you are not guilty on a situation until proven. And it is only the law court that can prove that you are guilty of an offense. When a person is picked, he is under investigation. They've now They will now flash him, and he will give a write-up as if he's speaking on behalf of the military. That the military must take note of. They are present to safeguard us. They are present to keep the peace of the land. They are paid with our taxpayers' money, and they should not take side in any given situation. And let me tell you, the Biron people have a population of over 2 million people. If 4 people are caught in a criminal activity, does that give anybody any reason to call the entire Biron people who are over 2 billion a militia?
No.
How does it even relate to militia? My understanding of a militia is an unrecognized military force trained to either fight for a cause or to act for certain things. What is it that they think we should be building a militia for?
And the question that I asked, that if you have a militia, are you going to follow your hands to see people coming to kill your people?
Common sense will tell you that if ever we ever had such a body, I think the National Institute will be the least institution to be touched, because we will protect it with all of our lives.
Yeah. Well, let's. You spoke about culture. You spoke in Plateau. We're hospitable people. We're jolly good fellows, but our hospitality over the years has been taken for granted. Has been really insulted. Our jolly good, nature has really brought hostility on us. What will you say to young people? Because if your generation don't mitigate this to put a stop, to this nonsense, using your word, the younger generation will come to deal with this problem and perhaps not maybe even solve the problem. What do you think we need a cultural orientation on the Plateau? Because people have insulted, our cultural. From you hear people say Plateau men are lazy, all manner of, stupid statements you hear from people. And when you subject, that statement to empirical evidence and facts, it doesn't hold water. But what can we do to make sure that for people who come to our ancestral homes to disrespect us, to insult us, what can we do to them? Because, you can't, it's like going to Israel and, wanting to insult Judaism. It's not going to happen. Yeah. This is not going to happen. Yeah.
Okay, let me respond to this. This I will speak with every level of seriousness.
Yeah.
The political class should understand that they are holding positions of authority on our behalf.
Yeah.
They have a responsibility to manage our next generation. They have a responsibility to manage our today. And they will be responsible for managing whoever will bequeath this position to tomorrow. And as such, the level at which our youth are being neglected, especially the political class, they should be ashamed of themselves. We should have least number of youths unemployed on the Plateau.
Yeah.
Because we have everything you can think of that can make our youth comfortable.
Yeah.
They are educated, they are skillful. In fact, they are available for work.
Yeah.
But you look at what is happening today. Our youth have taken, space. Now they've taken some level of seeking for comfort in vices.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the neglect.
Yeah, because nature abhors vacuum.
Yes.
If there's a
vacuum, they will also take advantage of somewhere that is evil.
Yeah.
And this is the challenge we're having now.
Yeah.
The kind of thing you never heard of from a Plateau person, you began to hear them today. We never knew anything about cultism, drug addictions, thefts of high magnitude. We never knew all that. Now they are creeping into our societies.
Yeah.
And now that we are managing it, now that we are fighting it, I will want the political class to know something. These young men are not only good for use during your campaign. They deserve a life and a good life. And we must do everything consensuously to build them up. I was excited with the effort to open up back farm for the youth and put them to work. But the challenge that came behind it got me so worried, so disturbed, that we cannot even manage one glaring situation of removing poverty from our land. We must fight poverty.
Yeah.
If we don't fight for poverty, it is easy for anyone to be bought over.
Sorry, the apology issued, is that accepted? What's the state of that apology? Yes, by conclusion.
To any man that is reasonable, whom was that apology directed to? Who was it directed to? A blanket apology to who? We are the people that feel offended. Is that document directed to the Bureau of Nation? To say, the DJ said this, or I said this, and I feel it's not proper. So that document, there is no connection to NIPSS on that document. There's no connection. They just say management. No sign, nothing. Not directed at anybody. No insignia of the National Institute on the document. And you think we are some... See, even if he will not apologize, but he should not insult us. Do you understand?
Yeah.
He should not insult us. So our demand is going to be very clear. He went on a national television to call us a militia. And some group of wasted individuals who do not have common sense are picking these small issues and making it look like a big deal. Let them understand that we know the law.
Yeah.
We know the right thing that ought to be done. Investigation must establish that these people belong to either a gang or a militia. But if it is individual and his group of friends that decides to do something and it's not yet established, if you ever call us a militia, you will meet us in court.
Yeah, well, I think that is loud and clear, and people deserve to be respected. You don't, condescend on people. You can join the conversation. We would love to hear from you. We've been having a chat with the BECO President worldwide. That is Dara Dudu Gyang. You can call 08121877777 or you call 09055666699. Please turn down the volume of your radio or you turn it off completely, and then you tell us your name and where you are calling from.
We're very active on social media, Facebook, JayFM Live, X JayFM Jos.
Yes, let's take the first call. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Tell us the name and join the conversation, please.
Good evening, Ponsah and Gilbert and our father in the studio.
Tell us the name, join the conversation, sir.
This is Ishaya Ali from Gyang.
Yeah, we're listening, Ishaya. Go ahead, sir.
Since last week, I'm not having the rest of mind because of the statement of the DG of NIPSS, in which he is spoiling our nation. He is placing us in a bad side, in which that is what we are not known for. We are peaceful people, and as you rather said in the beginning of your program, if you see that we are militias, then why is it that almost on a daily basis Fulani are killing us, or non-gunmen are killing us? So you should know that we are peaceful people. This institution has been in our land for so many years, and nothing like that has happened. So they should need to apologize to Bureau of Nation for saying we are militia, in which we are not. So that is my take. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ishaya, for calling. 08121877777 or you call 09055666699. Please, you have to turn down the volume of your radio or you turn it off completely, and then you tell us the name and where you're calling from. Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Hello, good evening. This is Mr. Yu calling you from Jos.
We're listening. Please go ahead, sir.
I really want to appreciate this guest, but I have some certain questions for you, sir. Please. You keep mentioning of hospitality, sir. Yes, I agree with the hospitality you have been mentioning, but if I may ask, is there any state in the system we have in Nigeria that they are not hospitality, and if there is, please mention one for me. And all the court the guest has been cutting, so these parties and this court were there while certain tribe, Fulani tribe, had been labeling terrorism. I didn't come to conclusion that I didn't believe any attack is being orchestrated by Fulani, seriously, because there are a lot of atrocities that have been committed by Iran youth, and the issue will be just very straight under the carpet because they are plateau indigenous. Nothing will happen. All I will say at the last is, may God bless this BG. And one day, all the truth must unveil itself. The truth shall come to unveil one day. God bless you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Tell us the name and join the conversation, please.
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
Tell us the name and join the conversation, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Umar. I'm calling from TT&T Junction.
We're listening.
Yeah, I will comment your guest. He has spoken very, very well, and he has spoken the minds of the platoonians. You see, it is very, very unfortunate what's happening in Nigeria, because the comment of the DG of NIPSS is very, very unfortunate. You see, we don't know what is happening, but a lot of insecurity have been happening all over Nigeria. And it has happened where there is a lot of government facilities there. But we don't know why that they have not been taken of transferring that kind of institution from that state to another state because of that insecurity. Is it that the government cannot able to bring security to the people, which is their number one priority? That to tell you the criminals that are havoking that area have passed the level of the government. You see, this is a very, very unfortunate and embarrassing statement from the DG himself. So we are calling on the government to do the needful. And also the platoonians, the way we are bringing language to relate it to crimes is very, very unfortunate, because every language has his own bad ones. There is not any language that do not have bad ones, but it depends on how we control our own bad ones. And lastly, I'm calling on the youth, on the platoonians. It is very, very unfortunate the way we are telling platoonians, we are giving platoon bad names. The way things is happening, platoonians, the youth in the plateau have to get an example. Plateau is called the home of peace and tourism, and it's truly those that live in plateau will testify that platoonians are very hospitality. But the way things are coming up is very, very unfortunate in terms of drug abuse and other cult group that is happening. So we need to collaborate. The youth should get an employment, because an idle man is a devil workshop. All this is lack of employment.
Thank you.
The government should support the youth in terms of employment so that we can get it right. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you. After this, Gilbert will take us through social media. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Tell us the name and join the conversation, please.
Good evening, Mr. Ponsah.
Tell us the name and join the conversation. You have 1 minute, sir.
My name is Richard Egita, calling from Tunuwada.
We're listening.
This is a very educative topic being discussed this evening, and I want to appreciate your guest concerning his insight. To be realistic, I believe the DG must have realized his mistake at this moment for actually labeling the Biro Nation as a militia. But I don't know how he came to conclusion as regards to the issue or the submission of calling the Biro Nation a militia. But it's important that as an institution, there must be a department that must look at issue critically before you can be able to issue out a statement, because it's not just an ordinary ordinary institution. But I pray Plateau's people will get over it, work together for the purpose of unity and development. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Gilbert.
Adinoyi. Moses says it's not good to brand a militia based on specific tribe. Abdul Hafiz Fago, good day. I'm calling as a concerned Nigerian, not Birom. We've heard about the NIPSS comment and the arrest in Kuru. Can BECO help us understand how we can condemn crime without condemning a whole tribe? Because truly, good and bad exist everywhere. Theo Joel, the man was very fast in drawing conclusion on the matter. Plateau man, regardless of tribe and religion, is injured now. Therefore, salt shouldn't be added to the injury. Felkuka Gowon says the DG should be called to order. He should provide the arrested Bureau militias. Enough is enough to a loving Plateau man that accommodates all. Albert Akaya, I feel the DG had erred to have profiled the attackers to a tribe, since nobody has been caught and interrogated. That was erroneous from him. I feel he should be invited to the studio to give light to his claims. Mafeng Yakubu, one of the things that still surprises me is why the interview was done in the TV station and not held at the institute. With that, I sense a script was given to him to read. If not, such comments shouldn't have been said. How did he know he is, okay, it is Birom? Did they ask him his name, or he shouted it before they killed him? Was there any ID to suggesting he is Birom? The whole incident begs a lot of questions. Godwin Jotex, it's obvious that he cannot be exonerated. Peter Kevin, indeed, your guest has said it all. Plateau people must rally around to protect every tribe. Today, it's the Birom at the center of being marginalized even in their own land. Tomorrow, the entire plateau will be targeted. We have been patient all this while, and only politicians keep deceiving the electorates during elections without a commensurate compensation. Nyam David, in respect to what the DG said, it was totally wrong. Why will he say Bureau militia? Even government themselves are saying it's unknown gunmen. Manzo Ayuba, good evening, Ponsah, Gilbert, and the guests in the studio. Welcome back, Gilbert. Okay, I want to thank you for all your constructive journalism without bias. JFM is the best. Okay, thank you. Prince Jake, good evening, presenters and the guests. The DG of NIPSS should resign if he's an honorable professor. Welcome back, Gilbert. Thank you. Yakubu Stephen, Omotayo out. Hashtag, here you're using it. Sahara reports that one of the suspects was arrested with gunshot wound while receiving treatment. Sam Celestine, in as much as no one is happy about the attack on NIPSS, he rightly pointed out that investigations are still ongoing and they were told not to air out unverified fact. So how did he end up tagging his host as militia?
Yeah.
Let's stop here.
Correct. Yeah, thank you. Well, Dara Worldwide, please go ahead and give your response to the comment that you've heard.
Well, the comment out there is very clear that the average man knows that it is dangerous for anybody, especially when occupying a very high and a sensitive position, to make unguided statements. Now, retracting these statements will be a Herculean task. One, even if he does that, he has already sent a very wrong message.
Yeah.
And two, the whole issue will generate an unhealthy development between the institute and the people.
Yeah.
And managing such situation is another big task.
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing our best. A protest was to be taken to the gate, but we caution against it because we feel, again, we will follow the logical way in which we will demand.
And that is the civilized way of doing things.
Yes, we will demand him to apologize formally, get back to that television station, and say the reverse of what he said.
Yeah.
Because in his opening statement, he contradicted himself by mentioning
they were not allowed to speak.
There must have been some motive behind his entire appearance on the television, like somebody observed. And I want to caution here that Plateau will not accept any movement of any federal institution again. Those they have done in the past, let them stay with it. But to come up with some strategy of trying to take what has been on ground, unmolested, unchallenged, even with an uncompensated situation, with the catchment area of employment not observed, will still remain peaceful. They shouldn't dare the plateau man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, the BECO President worldwide, Dara Dudu Gyang. Thank you. Well, I hope that the political class will listen to what you had to say about the young people, because it's really, really troubling. Well, Gilbert, your final word.
Yeah, I would like to sneak a comment on the First Lady's, as her husband has now famously declared she is. I think that, the scale of business is something big that leaders shouldn't joke with.
Yeah.
We acknowledge she wasn't elected into public office. She's a first lady, but then she makes appearances like all of her predecessors. And so comments like this should sometimes be informed.
Yeah.
When you're talking about business, for a graduate in the university, are you encouraging him to look to becoming a better version of who he is, or to after spending about 1 million naira to get a 4-year degree,
good, and then I come out to sell akara?
Do you understand? Or the akara seller, is that the business you should remain doing for life? Isn't there something?
So some people can choose. Some people can choose to say, "I want to do akara in a different way."
That's allowed. It's a free market.
Yeah. Well, this is much. We take the news to come your way top of the hour 6 o'clock. Have a good evening. Bye now.